Well, good morning, folks. Welcome back to the farm. Today is day 3 of our barn project. So if you watch for any length of time, you'll know we built this barn here this spring, and summer seemed to get away on us. This summer has a way of doing. But now we're getting some beautiful fall days. It seemed like a really good time to get in here and play a little bit of catch up and work on some things with the barn. So you can see what we're starting on right now is the kick plate. Now coming out from the kick plate is going to be some panel pens, essentially, some modular pens that we can move around and be pretty functional with the building. So what we did on day 1 was I did this wall, got the kick plate up, looking pretty nice. Day 2 was yesterday's Thanksgiving Sunday. So I came in the morning and I had a pile of hay sitting up against that wall. I got it all stacked up on the trailer, and then we headed for some turkey. So today we got a tall order ahead of us. I've got to get this whole wall, get the kick plate up, and then probably these 2 walls, and then probably those 2 walls. So we're aiming for today is to have the kick plate up around the entirety of the building. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but we're sure going to try. If you're happening to see this video and you're wondering, well, where was day 1 and day 2? Well, you know, full transparency, we've been experiencing some technical difficulties over the last 3 days getting videos uploaded. Well, that's just one challenge you have with rural internet, and you know what? We're just doing the best you can. So those videos should be uploaded. They might just not be, I don't know, you just might not have seen them first. Anyhow, would encourage you to go back, watch it all in order. Would kind of make more sense that way, right? Might also see I've got my glasses on today. So 2 days ago when I was working on this, even though I'm always safety glasses on, I still managed to get something in my eye, in behind my contact lens, and it kind of scrapes and scratches and rubs, and it gets really, really uncomfortable. So no more contacts today. I just got to wear my regular glasses, give the old eyeballs a break, but we'll crack on. So I'm back in the workshop here real quick. I just had to grab an air hose. Well, I had to assemble an air hose. I bought this piece of air hose probably 15 years ago because, I mean, who doesn't need one? And never used it. And I also had a coupling set that I got from Princess Auto, and I've used a couple pieces, but you know what? Let's get this air hose assembled, and then that's going to give me another, I don't even know how long this is, but more length on the hose than what I currently have, because packing that compressor around the barn is not going to be a good time. It's been an interesting and very productive morning. Carmen came out to the barn here and she's been just Givin'er, actually. So we've got this whole wall done. We've got the back walls, so both of those sides done. And then and then over here we got that one done as well. So we just got the, I guess, I don't know what you call that, the bottom board, the tail board on this one yet to do. And then we're into I got the tail board to do on that one as well. And then all we have left really is this stuff around that door. So boom, 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 things are motoring. So I wasn't sure how the air nailer was gonna work in here. Of course, rough cut lumber, some of it's got a little bit of a twist to it, and you can see the actual screws that we used to hold the ends on. It's a pretty heavy duty screw. I'll just grab one so you can see it here. Yeah, so these things are an absolute beast. They're like 5 inches long, big head on them, Torx head. And yeah, you slam that thing in there and you can just about take any twist out of any board. It's pretty awesome. But then, yeah, just the stuff in the middle, we're just using the air nailer. I got this little pancake air compressor that's another one. I think I got that at a yard sale or an auction like a million years ago. And it's tired. It's got some hours on it, let me tell you. It's on every project we've ever worked on. But now when you fire it up in the morning, it'll go whoop, 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 and it'll stall out, and it'll go whoop, 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 and then it'll stall out. And it'll do that 2 or 3 times until it'll finally pick up the gears and go. Anyways, I plugged it in the barn here, and the barn is just, the only power we've got here is this extension cord that I ran from way down at the water. Needless to say, didn't have enough GM. There's just too much wire there, not enough gauge, not enough amperage to power that air compressor. So I had to run over the shop, Grabbed the old Honda 3000. Made a little bit noisy, but I mean, hey, we were already making noise, so didn't really hurt much. So I think I'm gonna head in now, get a bit of lunch. As I say in the old country, get a bit of scran. I don't really know where that word comes from, but yeah, if you ever hear anybody say that, get a bit of scran, that's what they mean. They're gonna get some lunch. And we got some homemade buns left over from Thanksgiving dinner. I'm sure there's probably a few slices of turkey, some mayonnaise. We're gonna have a good time here. Of course, I can say that because it's day 1 of sandwiches, right? If you get day 4 or day 5 of sandwiches, maybe you're not so impressed with turkey. So I'm back after a bit of lunch here. Just got the generator fired up. Starting to rain again. We actually had one heck of a downpour come through. I'm not sure how much we got. Probably got at least a half an inch come through this morning. And now it is, I can't really tell at the window, but it is dark. It is cold. And it actually legitimately feels like October for a change. So maybe this is a sign of what the weather's going to switch to. I'll be all right with something a little bit more seasonal. This real warm weather we've been having, I think it's just it's been lulling us into a false sense of security. And there's a lot of garden hoses out right now that could just freeze in a flash if suddenly it got cold overnight. So a little bit more seasonal temperature, have us on our toes a little bit, and we'll probably actually be in better shape. All right, well, good news. We're done. Kick plate's all on. Ready for panels. So I say done, but done is never really done around here. Done is just, in reference to proximity to actually being done. There's still obviously I gotta clean all this stuff out. I gotta get all the tools put away. The miter saw is one thing. There's still a couple cuts I'm gonna have to make, specifically there's a big 6x6 beam that goes in here for the what do you call that? Threshold. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pack that beam in here. I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to set the beam aside, because then we want to get all the screenings in, and then that beam goes in last, and then we just kind of shovel in and tamp in around it. But I certainly don't want to have to come back after the screenings and everything are on the floor, and then have to get the saw back and do all the cuts and fiddle fart around. So yeah, I think I'm going to need 9 men and a billy goat, but I don't have 9 men, and I despise goats. So it's just going to be me. I'm going to latch onto that beam and pack it in here with more muscle than brains and get it cut. And then I think I'm going to put a couple things away, put the ladder, the sawhorses, a couple little odds and ends away. I'm going to come in here with the leaf blower. I did mention this the other day. We tried raking up and forking up a whole bunch of this straw, but it's not the easiest thing in the world to really chase around on a dirt floor. So I thought, well, why not just try the leaf blower? So maybe it'll work. You never know. Worth a try, right? So as far as waste goes, there really hasn't been a lot, to do the whole barn, because every board needed to be cut typically, right? Because they're not dimensional. It's not a 10-foot board. They're 10 foot 1.5 or 10 foot 2, or so you've always got to trim the ends. But yeah, one wheelbarrow load. That's all there is for waste. And when I say waste, it's all untreated lumber. It's just been rough cut. So I got no problem throwing that in the old campfire and cooking a few smokies on that. So technically, it won't even really go to waste. Pretty good win. So I got my 6x6 beam in here, 14 feet long, weighs about 135 pounds. Yeah, it's not light, but we're gonna go ahead, take about 4 feet off, just over 4 feet actually, because the doorway is 3 inches less than 10 feet. Well, with the wood all cut, the door's all closed, there's nothing but tools left to put away. I think I'll do that and then run for a cup of tea. So I'll let you go for now. I hope you have a fantastic day. We'll see you tomorrow.